and Carbon Library's Summer Reading Program STEM video for June 12th. We are so excited to have you here to have our first STEM video of the Summer Reading Program, which is One World, Many Stories. My name is Miss Chrissy, and I have some helpers here with me today. My helpers are
Evie, Nora,
and
Abel.
Abel, very good. Thank you guys for coming to help me today. Today we are going to make elephant toothpaste. That might sound really crazy and really weird, but it's going to be super fun, and I'm very excited to do it. I kind of stole this idea from someone named Mark Rober on YouTube. I'm going to post a link to some of his videos because he has made some huge YouTube videos and reactions and elephant toothpaste videos that are really super cool. If you haven't checked out any of his videos before, I highly recommend them. They're very fun, very entertaining. You guys love him, right?
Spoiler alert.
You guys love him, and they're great fun videos for kids to watch on science and engineering. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to head outside to do the actual experiment, the actual demonstration, but I wanted to go over some things in here first so you could see all of our supplies. The supplies that we're going to need to make elephant toothpaste are some water bottles. You're going to need an empty water bottle. This is a 17-ounce size. It's one of the flavored water bottles, but any normal single-serving soda or water bottle size should be fine. You need dish soap. I have a measuring cup and a funnel here that are just going to be useful tools. We also have some hydrogen peroxide here. And if you can see that, this says hydrogen peroxide 6% solution. Now, a lot of you might already have hydrogen peroxide at home, maybe in your first aid kits or in your bathroom closets or something like that. Most of those are going to be the 3% solution. That's the kind you typically find in a drugstore. We're using a stronger solution because it's going to create a stronger reaction when we do our chemical reaction. Because of this, it can also irritate your skin or your eyes, which is why we have also included gloves and some glasses to protect ourselves. This reaction will work with the normal 3% hydrogen peroxide solution. If you were unable to pick up one of our kits that we provided first come, first serve at the library, and you can't get a hold of any of the 6% solution, the regular 3% will still create a reaction. It just won't be as big, but it'll still be really fun, and you can try some different colors of food coloring to make them more interesting that way. The other things that we have here, the food coloring, like I said, that's optional. That's going to be included in the kit if you pick it up at the library, if you manage to get one. And then we also have to have a catalyst. And inside this bowl, I have measured out a tablespoon of yeast. That will also be included in the kit if you pick one up. If not, the regular kind of active yeast that you can get in the little packets at the grocery store is what I'm using. And you'll need some water to activate that when it comes time to add it to the mixture for the chemical reaction. So a breakdown of the chemistry that we're going to be doing today. Hydrogen peroxide, its chemical formula is H2O2, which sounds very close and very similar to water, which is what, Nora? What's the chemical?
H2O.
H2O, very good. And this is H2O2, so it just has one extra molecule of oxygen. But just because they're so close in their chemical formula does not mean that hydrogen peroxide and water are very similar at all. What we're going to be doing is breaking apart that extra oxygen molecule by adding the yeast as a catalyst. So we're going to put the hydrogen peroxide into the bottle. We're going to add some soap so it makes some cool bubbles. And then we're going to add the catalyst. And the catalyst is going to separate that extra oxygen molecule away, and it's going to end up as a gas. And that gas is going to mix with the soap to create lots of bubbles. And then it's going to foam and it's going to come out of the bottle. Now, if you can't get a hold of a bottle, it'll also work in a bucket. It just won't pop out of the bucket. It'll just kind of slowly fill the bucket up and spill over. The other thing is it is an exothermic reaction, which means it will create heat when the chemical reaction takes place. So not only is the 6% hydrogen peroxide a possible irritant to your skin, when the bubbles first come out, they're going to be hot. So please don't touch them until they have had a chance to cool off. And when you do touch them, make sure you're touching them with your gloves on if you're using the 6% solution, because it might irritate your skin a little bit.
What does that mean?
It might make it itchy or a little red. Let's head outside and see how this works. All right, so we are outside and we are actually in the grass. Because we used some red food coloring in our mixture here, I don't want it to stain any concrete or driveways or anything, so if you have a tarp or a tablecloth or something that you want to lay out, that could work and be helpful. If you're going to do a smaller reaction using the 3% hydrogen peroxide in a big bucket, you might be able to do it in a sink or with a tray or something underneath you, but this is definitely going to be a messy experiment, which is why I'm so excited to get to do it for the summer reading program. All right, so what we did inside before we came out was I put a half a cup of the hydrogen peroxide, 6% solution in here. Please don't make that noise. I put a little bit of Dawn dish soap, any dish soap should work, and then about 10 drops of some food coloring. We picked red because I was out of blue, honestly. And then what I did was I made our catalyst. The yeast in the bowl, I'm going to walk this up here so you can see what it looks like. The yeast in the bowl, no, Luna, kind of looks like a melted ice cream. I can't really tilt it. Here.
Vanilla mixed.
Chocolate and vanilla mixed, Nora says. I mixed it with some warm water, and this is going to be our catalyst. You don't want the water to be too hot, it'll kill the yeast. And if the water's not warm enough, it won't activate the yeast. So you got to kind of find that Goldilocks just right temperature. And it should end up looking like melted ice cream by the time you've mixed it together. And I've got a funnel, so we can add it to our mixture here. And this is going to be our catalyst, and it should create some pretty cool bubbles. Okay?
It's going to like explode up.
I think it might. So we'll kind of have to step back, okay?
Oh, I don't want it getting in my hair.
Yeah.
I don't want it getting in my hair.
All right. So, here we go. Here's our funnel. The problem is going to be getting the funnel out.
Abel, wear your goggles.
You or
hold on to the...
I'm going to hold on to the funnel and then move it out of the way once the yeast goes through there, okay? All right. We have our goggles, our eye protection on, and our gloves. All right. Are we ready for this? All right. 3, 2, 1. Well, it is creating a reaction. It is not quite as explosive as I thought it would be, but we do have some bubbles coming up.
Oh, it's going.
It's coming up towards the top. Here it comes, out the top. Here, I'm going to bring the camera up closer so that you guys can see that.
The whole bottle is pink.
You got a whole pink bottle of some elephant toothpaste coming out. Oh, don't touch it. Remember, it's warm.
I was like,
can you feel the heat? If you don't touch it, but just get close. Can you feel the heat?
I can barely feel it.
Yeah.
I got them on my glove. It's just the bubbles. What? This is awesome. It's getting in the grass.
And as it comes over the grass here, it's going to ooze down into the grass.
Yeah, I can feel the heat.
Now you can feel the heat. So this is a chemical reaction.
I can too. Ooh, can we touch it?
Let's see. It's not very warm through my gloves right now, but I touched the stuff down here. I don't know if it's warmer coming out the top.
Awesome.
But we got some pink elephant toothpaste. It's very foamy and kind of fluffy looking. And so as the kids continue to play with the elephant toothpaste, because the reaction is still happening, it is still bubbling out the top, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the videos that this came from. Don't get it on your clothes, bud. Try to keep it off your clothes, guys, because this does have food coloring in it. It will stain things. Cleanup should be super easy. Once the reaction takes place, it's just water and bubbles. That's what's left. It has created H2O and O2. So the O2 gas is what's making the bubbles, and then whatever's left is water. So that's all that's left. There might still be some hydrogen peroxide left that hasn't reacted yet inside of the bottle, but as far as what's bubbling out onto the stool, that's just bubbles. So cleanup should be super easy. You just rinse it down.
Is it okay if you get it on your skin?
We shouldn't be getting it on our skin.
You have it on your foot.
In case there's a little bit of the hydrogen peroxide left in it, it might still irritate it a little bit. So our reaction has started to slow down. It's not really bubbling out so much anymore. But this is a super fun experiment to try. This was really more of a demonstration because I kind of gave you the recipe and then just showed you how to do it. If you want to make it into an experiment, check out Mark Rober's YouTube videos and see how he engineers different containers to make bigger reactions, to make reactions that shoot out of the bottles and into the sky. You can test different kinds of bottles. So our bottle has a very straight shape here. Some water bottles kind of have a curved shape to them. That might create a different reaction. Different sized bottles might create different reactions. You can try it with a bucket and see what happens. So that would be the experimental part of it if you wanted to try it. You could try it with the 3% peroxide, or a lot of times you can find the 6% solution, but you're going to find that more likely at a beauty supply store. They use them for hair lightening and that kind of stuff. So I'm so glad that this experiment, this demonstration was fun. I hope you've enjoyed making elephant toothpaste with us, and I'll see you in 2 weeks because we're going to do a second STEM video for June. And if you've got any bottles left over, hang on to them because we're going to make bottle rockets. We're going to do another outdoor one, and we're going to shoot bottle rockets off and engineer rocket launch pads. So I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you for making elephant toothpaste with us. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.